Hi, my name is Binti Azlan, and today I'll be speaking about my experience as a reading teacher in a kindergarten. This began at the end of 2017 when I had just finished my SPM and had been waiting for my SPM results to come out. The opportunity came by when a friend of mine had offered to come along with her throughout the interview sessions. As this was an Islamic kindergarten, we had been drilled with questions regarding our Arabic language skills as well as our English language skills. After we had successfully gone through our interviews, we had 2 weeks of training where we had to brush up on our Arabic language skills as well as our English language skills. When I was younger, I had always wanted to become a teacher, and it had always been a dream of mine to become a teacher. And so I saw this opportunity to see what it was like to be a teacher for a short while before I had made any decisions about the chosen university that I wanted to go through. After we had undergone our 2 weeks of training, we had a amount of time left where we could organize, clean up, as well as decorate our classrooms before the children came in. What a reading teacher does day to day is guide along the students to help them read up the Iqra, Al-Quran, and as well as the English books that we would provide them. And so we would help them enunciate as well as fix their pronunciations in both Arabic and English. A day-to-day routine for our reading teacher would look like we would wake up early in the morning, 7 a.m., and we would come into work. We would check in for the day, then we would begin organizing what we had to do for the day. And so between a specific amount of time, we would gather the kids around and we would sing songs as well as share Islamic stories together. After the morning assembly had finished, the students would go to their respective classes and we would call upon each students one by one for an individual session where we would teach the students Iqra as well as the Arabic alphabet and the English pronunciation. And so we had the students read their Quran and Iqra and as well as an English book to see where their language reading skills were at. We would correct their pronunciation whenever needed, and then we would send them with notes to look forward to for the next lesson. Each reading teacher, there was 2 in this kindergarten, were in charge of 2 classes each, and we had to be responsible for our respective classes. The classes were between the ages of 3 to 7 years old. In case of a class teacher being absent, we had to take over the entire classroom and be responsible for the entire classroom. And so if that happened, we would have to take the lesson plan from the administrator, and then we would have to go upon checking our lesson plan for the day for the respective classes. Other than classroom activities, we also had school field trip to zoos as well as mosques. In my few short months becoming a reading teacher, I had learned a few valuable lessons. One of them is that being a teacher is tough work, and it ended up not being what I wanted to do in my life. And so it was a valuable lesson to me to have that experience to be a reading teacher for a short while. Another lesson that I learned being a reading teacher is that you have to learn to adapt. Every day is a new day, and as well as a new learning curve. You would meet so many young children, and each children requires a different type of attention. And so you have to adapt yourself to different types of other colleagues, as well as different types of students that you'll meet along the way. Another lesson that I learned being a reading teacher is that even a minute of attention to a certain child could mean the world to them. We don't know what these children go through every day in their personal lives when they go back home. And so having the time to actually listen and be engaged with a child could mean so much to them. And so it was such a eye-opener for me when I spent my time being with these children. In my opinion, teachers don't get enough recognition. Being a teacher is hard work and requires so much dedication to becoming a teacher. It's not as simple as coming into work every day and having fun with young children. It really requires a lot of attention to detail, as well as care and love and empathy. Being a teacher takes so much hard work, and it takes a very dedicated person to do all the things that you need to do in order to produce a well-rounded child at the end of the day. It is not a job that someone can take lightly, and I really appreciated my time there being a reading teacher. Thank you.